So we're going to start off with these two charges here that are separated by a distance of r. And we'll call these charges Q1 and Q2. Now Q1 is a positive charge and Q2 is a negative charge. And Q1 could be a proton, and let's say Q2 is an electron. Given these two charges have an opposite sign, do you think the force between these two charges is attractive? Do you think it's repulsive? Or do you think it's neither repulsive or attractive? So when we have opposite charges like this, we have an attractive electrostatic force. And these force vectors here are the same value, they have the same magnitude. So what happens if we have two positive charges, say two protons, that are separated by a distance of r? Do you think the force would be attractive? Do you think it would be repulsive? Or do you think it would be neither? So when we have two like charges, we have a repulsive electrostatic force. And we also have a repulsive electrostatic force when we have two negative charges, say two electrons. There is in fact a relationship between the size of the repulsive or attractive electrostatic force, the distance between two point charges, and the magnitude of the charges that are in close proximity to one another. And we call this relationship Coulombs Law. So Coulombs Law, if we write out the equation for Coulombs Law, it looks like this. So the electrostatic force is equal to the Coulomb constant multiplied by the first charge multiplied by the second point charge divided by the distance between them squared. And the Coulomb constant has value of 8.9875 times 10 to the 9 newtons meters squared per coulomb squared. So let's try our first question. The electron and proton of a hydrogen atom are separated on average by a distance of 5.30 times 10 to the minus 11 meters. Find the magnitude of the electric force and gravitational force that each particle exerts on the other. So we've got our electron on this side and our proton on this side, and our distance r is 5.30 times 10 to the minus 11 meters. Our charge Q1, which will be the charge on the electron, is equal to negative 1.60 times 10 to the minus 19 coulombs. The charge on the proton is equal to the exact same value, but instead of negative, we've got a positive 1.60 times 10 to the minus 19 coulombs. And our goal is to find the magnitude of the electric force and the gravitational force. But we'll start off with the electric force. So can you remember the formula for Coulombs Law? So we start off with the Coulomb constant. And that's multiplied by the charges here. So we've got the charge for the electron and the charge for the proton, and it's divided by the distance between the charges squared. So with this formula, we can plug in our values. So let's see whether our units cancel out here, and we should be left with newtons on the right hand side here. So we've got meters squared at the bottom here. We've got a coulomb here and a coulomb here multiplied together, which is a coulomb squared. And we've got a coulomb squared in the bottom here, in the denominator. So these cancel out. And that cancels out there because we've got meters squared there. And we're left with newtons. When we multiply this together, we get an electrostatic force of 8.2 times 10 to the minus 8 newtons. So how can we work out the gravitational force between these two particles separated by this distance? And the mass of an electron is equal to 9.09 times 10 to the minus 31 kilograms. The mass of a proton is larger, about 2,000 times larger, at 1.673 times 10 to the minus 27 kilograms. And the gravitational constant is equal to 6.673 times 10 to the minus 11 newtons per meter squared per kilogram squared. So in order to find the gravitational force between these two masses here, we need to use Newton's law of gravitation. And you would have learnt this in classical mechanics. So do you remember what Newton's law of gravitation is? Well, Newton's law of gravitation looks very similar to Coulombs law. So we got the gravitational force is equal to the gravitational constant multiplied by the first mass multiplied by the second mass. So we got a mass of an electron, a mass of the proton, divided by the distance between their centres of mass squared. So it looks nearly identical to Coulomb's law, where the electrostatic force is equal to the Coulomb constant multiplied by the first charge, second charge divided by the distance between the charges squared. So all we need to do is just plug in our values here. And before I do that, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think the electrostatic force is going to be higher between these two charges here than the gravitational force between these two charges? And both these forces here are attractive. So what do you think? Do you think this electrostatic force here is higher than the gravitational force? So we got the gravitational constant, 6.7 times 10 to the minus 11, and that's to two significant figures, newtons meters squared per kilogram squared, multiplied by the two masses, the mass of the electron, 9.1 times 10 to the minus 31 kilograms, multiplied by the mass of the proton, 1.7 times 10 to the minus 27 kilograms, divided by their distance squared. So we got 5.30 times 10 to the minus 11 meters all squared. So the meters squared unit cancels out. We've got kilograms squared here, kilogram, and a kilogram squared in the denominator. And that leaves us with newtons. So when we sum this all up together, we get a value of 3.6 times 10 to the minus 47 newtons, which is significantly smaller in magnitude than the electric force. In fact, if we find the ratio between these two, so 8.2 times 10 to the minus 8 newtons divided by 3.6 times 10 to the minus 47 newtons, we get a ratio of 2.3 times 10 to the 39 times larger. So the electric force is significantly larger than the gravitational force of attraction between these two particles here.